This one's wider than the other one. Hello. My camera's not good, actually. Oh, that looks better, actually. Oh, maybe it was just dirty. Yeah, it looks a lot better, actually. Hello. Well, it's like daytime for me. It's like 12:37 p.m. And hello, Diz, Jake. Yeah, it's like hello. Yeah, it's very early. I'm barely starting my day pretty much. Me, how am I doing? I'm doing okay, I guess. There's a lot of annoying things too because of everything that's going on, but I think okay. Yeah, wow, it was just dirty. It looks a lot better. Why didn't I ever try cleaning that before? Well, did everyone see the question for today? Ah. See. Because recently I've actually been. You didn't see it? You just you just clicked that. You just clicked that. I was live and then you just got on. Oh, okay. It's like, do you really think you can live abroad? Because I actually been thinking about that the past few days because some stuff has been happening, and then I've been thinking like, would it have been better if I just stayed home and never like came abroad? And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna change it because since we were supposed to go live last week and then we're gonna talk about what country do you want to move to or live in? I don't know. Since I was thinking about that, I changed it up. So I was like, oh, I wonder if people could actually live abroad because I know a lot of people, they live vicariously through others, like other YouTubers that they see that live abroad. So then I wondered, like, would you actually want to live abroad? Why would you want to live abroad? And do you think it would be hard to live abroad? I think I could live abroad maybe for a year or so. I don't know about forever. Why only 1 year? What would be accomplished or not accomplished in 1 year? I mean, in total, how long have I lived abroad? Like 5 years? Yeah, yeah, I lived abroad like almost 5 years, 5 or 6 years. I would want to, but I would probably have a very hard time in the beginning. Why would you have a hard time in the beginning? Do you mean like that like slope of like what is it? How do they say it? It's like a slide of like the first what few days really loving living abroad and then it just drops and then you love it again and then it drops. What did they call that? I forgot. Because I haven't been to school in a long time, but that's one thing they used to talk about all the time. First, you love something, and well, when you live abroad, you like love it for the first 2 days, and then you realize that it's not what you thought it was, and then oh, okay, well, this is good, and then it gets like a bumpy ride, roller coaster, roller coaster. There we go. I'd get to experience all 4 seasons. A lot of countries really have interesting seasonal holidays that I like to experience. Hmm. But is that different from from where you live right now, Mrs. Zelda? Because then if I think, well, I don't know. And at least in California, we have all 4 seasons. The only thing that we don't really have, like where I actually lived in California was snow, but the mountains was close enough to go to get that if you wanted that when it snowed. So for me, it wouldn't be any difference. The only thing I knew about Japan is that with the pollination and all that stuff, how people would get, what is it? What is that kind not as what is it again? They would get, like, allergies during the springtime or whatever because of pollination. And he said if you lived in Japan for long enough, you would get it too. But that kind of confused me a bit because I assumed for me, since we have like things blooming or in like pollination in Los Angeles too, that it'd be pretty much the same. Um, unless Japanese trees are different. And I didn't really know. So I was just like, oh, okay. uh I wouldn't know if it would happen to me or not. Yeah, living abroad for a couple of years sounds good, but not my entire life, just because I have already moved once in my life and I honestly would miss everyone and the place. That is but okay, but then if you moved abroad, do you think you would make close enough friends or even like people that you consider family to want to stay abroad? Because if you lived there for a few years, do you expect to like gain that? And then if you did, then would you move back home or would you stay abroad? Yeah, I would definitely feel the roller coaster. Why would you definitely feel it? There are 4 seasons where I live, but I heard in Japan the seasons are very beautiful. Hello. Oh, you joined my you joined my gaming live stream yesterday. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just keep that on Twitch instead of YouTube, actually. Let's see. 4 seasons. Okay. Let me see. Japan, depending on where you live, I mean, it gets cold. Some places it snows. Not all places it snows, or maybe if it does, maybe once a year. Springtime, I mean, probably no matter where you go, it kind of you have the sakura blossoms. Summer it gets hot, but that depends on where you live because if you live in like Hokkaido, it probably doesn't get as hot. And hello, Captain and Ayana. Um, in fall, I guess everything dies, starts to die. So I don't know. Um, I don't know. For me, at least, it's not different from California, or at least where I lived in California. So I don't know. I don't know what would be the difference besides Japan having all those holiday stuff, like the sakura, was it like cups and all that stuff. They do tend to have like some kind of seasonal things, like the vending machines when they start selling like hot chocolate and hot what is it, coffee and stuff like that, or you can buy those at 7-Eleven, Lawson's, any of those places. So that part is actually pretty cool, or just outside in the wild because they change all of in the wild outside because they changed all of those machines so that they now can what manage just hot drinks instead of cold drinks. So I found that pretty cool actually, because they don't have that in America. I mean, I haven't been there in like 4 years, so I don't want to put it past America, baby. But yeah, I know we don't really have that compared to Japan, because I found that pretty like awesome if you really wanted something hot and it was like cold outside, or something to just warm your hands for some time too, because we used to just buy stuff and just hold it in our hands shaking. What makes you continue to want to stay abroad? Woo, that is what I've been. That's why I asked this question actually. Because I was trying to figure out what makes me want to like keep staying abroad, because it is difficult to stay. It's so difficult. Like, who brought it? Somebody brought up a, what's it? Ame. Maybe it was Ahmed. They brought up, yeah, about like the life. So like me, right? I've been abroad for like 5 or 6 years, so I had to, all my like close friends and all that, all the things that I was used to doing a lot of, I had to leave that behind pretty much, because I don't know if it's like just an Asia thing, or if it's um because I don't know, when I first went abroad to Japan, I went to an international university. Um, so during that time, like my whole idea was that I really want to try to meet as many Japanese people as I can. Just like when I came to Korea, I really want to meet as many Korean people as I could, so I can like better my language, better my what is it, my perspective of Korean and Japanese people, better my language skills, get the whole kind of like history of things, because they're actually from that culture, so maybe there's a lot of things that they might know that I don't know, and all of that. But then the reality is that it's just hard to like maintain a friendship, get a friendship, obtain a friendship, and when I first went to Japan, that's when I experienced that the most, because I was one of the only foreigners actually at my international school to always go to my director's, what is it? She had like office hours, and Japanese people used to go in there all the time because they had to like see her. So her ideal, because I told her like what I wanted to do and what I wanted, because that was my first time going abroad. She told me like the best thing for me to do would be to come see her at office hours a lot, and not and just like to stay there, because she had like a huge office. She's like, just sitting there. There's gonna be people that come in and out. Like, there's no way you're not gonna make friends with how many people come in and out of her office, and there was a ton. And she served me tea and coffee, and I got like different like sweets, like everyday cookies, cakes, and all that. Not only that, then she would take me out for dinner and lunch sometimes. She actually really liked me because I used to always go to her office hours, so she was always treating me to stuff, so that was a big plus. But the reality was like there would be so many people that just wanted to like add me to like, oh, like Facebook and stuff like that, and then that was it. Like, that's as far as like that conversation actually went. Like, it's like, oh, oh, let's be friends and stuff, and then add me on Facebook or whatever, but it never continued after that. So the reality was I went to her office for like a whole year, and out of the whole year and all the people I met one group of people, How many of them was like 5 or 6? So I felt like that was an accomplishment because all my other foreigner friends, nobody met anybody. Like everybody was just us. And we did like they tried, but I think they got bogged down by how hard it was to actually make friends that they just stopped. And then it was just only foreigners. But actually we did have the best parties. Like dance parties and all that stuff. But for us, like people from Norway and other parts of like Europe and all that, I feel like no matter wherever I go, when I went to Japan, when I came to Korea, when you meet other foreigners, like everything, the only thing that's on their mind from people that's from the West, actually. I guess sometimes other Asian countries too, but it's just always just like, how are you doing living here? And then it's like they just want to talk about that because it's hard for them to or whatever. But yeah, it's very difficult like moving abroad, and I don't know, continuing to stay here. I mean, there's still so much more, I guess. But even that, like I think that was my biggest thing is because if you move abroad, I guess you want to have some kind of attachment to abroad, which would be like friends or like friends that you can call family, kind of like the stuff that you would hopefully have made back home, so that you can enjoy yourself there. You can do tons of things, get to know the culture more, language, any of that. But when you can't kind of get that kind of connection going on, then it makes it that much more difficult to actually keep that life abroad going. I had some friends that would just do their own trips. They would like one guy, my roommate at the time, he climbed Mount Fuji by himself. He did other trips. He planned them all by himself. Like he just looked it up online and he just did it, but he didn't really have any Japanese person to go with or something like that. Like sometimes, yeah, other people from different Western countries would put stuff together and do it together. Usually, it was a lot of dance parties. We had a lot of those. But trips to like Tokyo or stuff like that, or well, not Tokyo, but like I mean, different parts of Tokyo or whatever, stuff like that. But that part was like really difficult. Um, I was the only one actually out of all the people that went to my international school to actually even get like that small little group of people, like I told you. Everybody else, one girl, she talked about that group actually because she would invite that group to her house to to her parties or whatever to try to get them to to be friends with her or whatever, or so they can do the same thing back for her. But she was telling me like they never did that for her, and then I felt bad because they started asking me to their parties and stuff like that, but I never invited them over to my house, but she used to invite them over all the time, and she said, "I've been doing this for, like, a long time, and they never, like, try to, like, accept me or whatever." But, like, I know the difference. I don't know why they finally accepted me because I never did any of that stuff she did compared to her who was trying to, like, bake them stuff and have parties for them and all that stuff, so it was like a lot. I was like, wow, like, huh, very difficult thing to think about, I guess. Back to the questions. There are 4 seasons where I live, but I heard in June. Okay, I read that one. Hi. If I make close enough friends slash husband, I stay abroad. Yeah, see, that's the one thing. If you have a connection, yeah, it makes it that much more easier to stay abroad. But if you don't have that connection, then but see, the only thing about only having a husband or wife, whatever, Zelda, is that like I've met people like that too, but they only have that person. So the other person also has friends, so they can go out with their friends at times, and then they can hang out with you or whatever, or you guys probably live together because you're married. Um, but like you become like their friends, and I don't know. I think that's in like kind of all kind of cultures. Like if you're the friend of like your lover or your what is it, your um your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, I think it's still a kind of different friendship than actually meeting that person and becoming friends. like, say for instance, I guess like if you broke up or whatever, obviously they would go back to just the other person, not really your friend because they were their friend first. Compared to like if you guys were all friends and then like you guys broke up, then your friend would probably hang out with you on one day and maybe the other person on the other day kind of thing. So it that even having that, just the husband would be hard. If you had friends, then it makes it easier, but just the husband and wife, I always thought that it'd be a little harder unless you had both friends and the partner. Um, Yin, hello, are you okay now? Uh, okay now. Living situation, not really so much. Don't really care for the living situation. As far as that, I'm supposed to get my new visa, but I can't get my new visa because you have to like go to the Korean embassy, which is in another country. But I can't do that because countries are closed right now, so can't get my new visa. So that's the only issue besides my living issue. Um, it's just so difficult living with people. My God, it is. Um, that is kind of like uh I can't really start working or getting the jobs that I want until I get my new visa, my new entertainer visa. So yeah, that's the only big problem, I guess. Besides, yeah, I really want to, Lord, I really want to move out too. Oh my God, do I? For me, it would be the adventure of exploring a new place. Miss Zelda, could you explore that place by yourself, or do you need people to explore with? Because I mean, there's so much you can do in like abroad. I've never explored all of America either. I mean, America's huge compared to like Japan or whatever. So there'd be a lot more that you can see and do there. Um, but I don't know. When I think of it, I'm thinking of like road trips with my friends, doing tons of stuff. Like that would be like an adventure. But like by myself, I don't know. Would that be lonely? I don't know. Yeah, good point. You need a support system. Yeah, because like for me, I think if you are an introvert at home, there would probably be no point to go abroad to be an introvert. Because you could have just stayed at home pretty much. Because I mean, you would still be living your life on the internet maybe. So like you wouldn't have to like go to another country to live your life on the internet. So you would have to like change your ways, like to become more of an extrovert or something like that. I did have a friend that was more of an introvert, so she went abroad, but she only stayed at home. She like never did anything. I tried to get her to go out. Hello, Lorena. I tried to get her to go out to like the parties and stuff like that because I just felt bad for her because she was just always at home and she spent most of her time talking to like her family or her friends or her boyfriend back home at the time or now. I don't know, I haven't talked to her in some time. But because of that, like I was like, man, but why go abroad? Like she was the one that was trying to get me to go to Japan with her. Um, because I was debating if I didn't want to go. Hello, Lisa. Oh, hello. um, I was debating whether to go with her to Japan with what was it with that scholarship program because I want to go with a different scholarship program, but she was the only one going with this one, and she was trying to get me to go, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to go with that one, but I ended up going with her. But like I said, she was an introvert, so she spent most of her time just like staying at home and just talking with friends. So I was just like, why do you want me to come with you? But that's when I like really realized like, wow, like if you're an introvert, then I guess you would just stay at home even if you moved abroad. So it doesn't really do too much. Yeah, but I did try to get her out. I got her out to one party and one Tokyo trip with me and one apartment search in a year and a half. We did used to ride our bikes together to school, but then even that stopped because I would. Oh wait, Yeah, that stopped because she would start waking up at different times than me or something like that. But we did have classes together. That was pretty much it. Where was I at? Hope you're healthy and safe. Um, yes, I am healthy and safe. Yes, that's good. I'm always eating healthy and working out. So that part I'm good on. For me, it would be the adventure exploring new place. I got that one. And then how is the culture compared to like in the States from your experience? I think it's a lot harder to maintain or to make friends. That is the biggest thing is making friends, I want to say. Um, Another one would be maybe job or work because it depends on what you want to do. But if you don't want to just be an English teacher, you really have to have something that's needed, something that can be used to actually get a job. Because if you don't, you really need to know the language. So if you go abroad to be in certain fields, if you don't really know Japanese or if you don't really know Korean, that makes it a lot. Well, I mean, maybe anywhere you go, it makes it a lot harder to get like just a regular job. You have to have something that's essential where they'll just like maybe like a doctor or something like that, or something like that, or like an engineer because they really need those type of people. So they'll kind of bypass the fact that you don't know the language because then they can just kind of get somebody to what translate for you or something. And hopefully maybe they're hoping that you'll try to take interest in learning the language after. But some people don't because I have met a ton of people who lived in Japan and Korea that lived there for like years, some even 20 plus years, and don't know like any Japanese or Korean. And I was actually surprised. I was like, what? I was like, man, if I'm not fluent, like super fluent in like 20 years of living in a country, then I probably should have went back home for real. Um, but yeah, that I think that's one of the biggest ones. Culture compared. It's totally, I don't know. I feel like Americans are a lot more outgoing. And in Japan, it's more of like hiding yourself. In Korea, kind of too. Yeah. But Japan, a lot more. It's more about like reserving yourself, being one with the people. So not really giving your opinion type of thing. I don't know if you guys know like the saying like tatemae, but it's like you're what you really think and how you really are, you hold that inside of you, and then you just go with the flow of everybody else. Compared to like us growing up in at least America, I'm sure the other parts of Europe would probably be the same, but like I don't know, we were taught like what do you want to be when you grow up? Give your opinion and stuff like that. But it's the total opposite. You shouldn't be giving your opinion here, unless I ask for it. And even if I ask for it, I'm probably not going to even use it because in the end, it's all me because I'm the boss, kind of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of differences. It's totally different from America for me, at least. It's like totally the opposite for me. But I have met people that said they didn't really have too many friends in America too. So I guess that maybe that depends on people. But I never had a problem making friends. People say because I'm like outgoing, I guess, or nice or whatever. But like they assume that that's gonna. Some people said it before actually in the chats. That why would I have trouble in Japan or Korea like actually building those friendships? But it's just because people are different, and it doesn't matter how nice or kind or friendly you come off as. There's always something there, either race or not knowing the language, or even if you know the language, it's just still a difference. You know, people say no matter how much Japanese you know, you will never be actual part of the Japanese community and kind of thing. Somebody actually just told me that again. Um, but yeah, stuff like that. It's a lot different. Um, hmm. How's the culture? I said that one. How has your Korean studying been? Are there other languages you want to tackle? I study Korean and Japanese for about 2 hours each a day, but I also watch some K dramas for listening purposes, even though they're pretty much the same thing over and over again. Or I get mad because I'm just like, it's just so it's just so backwards. Everything is still like guys do this, girls do this kind of thing. So K dramas kind of manipulate that same kind of aspect. Like I was watching this one, well, the one I'm watching now, right? The first episode, the girl was literally like, I thought she was like bad, like she was gonna beat guys up and stuff. And then after that, then throughout the show, just the first episode, she like punched this guy and she like was about to kick him or something. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. And then after the first episode, I felt like she lost that part of herself. She hit one of the guys like 2 times, but like she became more soft and as it progressed. And I'm just like, oh, come on. Like it's not what I thought it was gonna be. It's going back into the same flow of other Korean dramas. And now I'm finishing it because like I said, I usually watch Korean dramas for like listening purposes to see if I'm getting better and just to keep hearing Korean. But at the same time, it's just like, man, like I actually thought they were gonna go somewhere new with this drama compared to the other ones I watched, but no. She started to become like more. Oh, see, that sounds bad if I call her weak, but yeah. What was your biggest fear about being abroad and did it come true? Biggest fear? I had no fears coming abroad actually. I actually came abroad for the first time the year that this wait, when did the tsunami hit Japan? Did I go the year after or the same year? No, it happened in like September. I went the year after um, to Japan for the first time to live abroad. And no, like even that, because I don't know, I had to see, but then that sounds morbid. I just felt like if you're gonna die, you're gonna die anywhere. So like, you might as well just live your life. So that's like the whole thing I was going behind. So that didn't really like people are like, but it just got hit by like a tsunami, and there's like radiation coming to America and stuff. And I was just like, oh, okay. But no, that didn't really like bother me. I was just and there was and when I went to Japan for the first time, there was earthquakes like every day, like when I was sleeping and all that. One time it woke me up and turned my lights on, and I just like that was actually pretty bad. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I just flipped right back over and went back to sleep. That was actually, please don't do that. That was pretty stupid of me. I really should have took that more seriously, but I was like annoyed that the earthquake woke me up or aftershock of the main one that happened. What like a few months before because I came a few months after that, pretty much. But like every day there was like earthquakes and they were like preparing us. They were like, just run to the hills just in case there's another one. And I'm like, that's pretty far. But yeah, they were just like everybody was scared that tsunamis were going to happen more frequently in Japan at the time. Even like our school. Yeah, knowing someone through someone isn't the same. Yep. Lord, stopping by to say hi, kind of say, oh no, shredding love. I hope you get better. Da, 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 da. I'm a huge introvert and I love to travel. Really? How does that work? I'm a huge introvert, but I love to travel. Does that mean you don't really do anything when you go out? Who do you talk to? Because if you're an introvert, you keep to yourself. But I guess you can do like solo travel trips, huh? Interesting. I don't know. I feel like I'm a mixture of an introvert and an extrovert, if that's even a thing. I didn't at the beginning of going to Japan, I didn't really care about really meeting people, but the fact of me wanting to learn more about the history and culture and languages and stuff like that, And when I came to Korea, because that kind of was like the same thing. I don't know much about the place I'm going, so I really should be more of an extrovert, so I can like get used to living abroad and stuff like that. And I felt like if I maintained the same ways that I was of not really caring about meeting people and so forth and just letting things flow, that I wouldn't achieve anything being abroad. And then it'd be a waste for me to have come abroad. And like I said, meeting people who didn't learn any Japanese and lived in Japan for 20 years and stuff like that. Like, I was like, oh no, I don't want to be like that. So I kind of changed myself, but then I hated that part. Oh my God, did I hate that part? Because I became more of an extrovert and really wanted to be out with people and do stuff. But like I said, it was hard to actually build that kind of what is it? That kind of friendships and stuff like that with people. So then my mind was wanting something that I couldn't achieve. So that made it that much more difficult. And Airbnb experiences that limit it to no more than 4 people are great and intimate and not scary for me. Airbnb. Airbnb is, I know, like in, I don't know if that's a thing in Japan actually, but in Korea they have guest houses. So in guest houses you live with like, or you stay with like tons of people, like from different parts of, usually parts of Europe, because I felt like the few times I stayed in a guest house, they were always European, pretty much. Um, People from Europe. So I guess you can kind of meet people that way, but like they're only there for a day. They probably have their, I mean, they're only in the country for a few days. They probably have all their stuff like what set out for what they want to do already. So it's like you could probably kind of join them if they wanted you to, or if not, you'd be doing what you want. But I've always lived abroad. I never actually just traveled abroad. Well, except for my mom's home country, I guess, um, in Central America. But besides that, I always just lived abroad. I always lived in Japan. I lived in Korea, so it was a little bit different. Um, I'm an introvert, but I feel like I'd go out more in a different country. I enjoy walking, so exploring neighborhoods in the countryside sounds like fun. So kind of similar to me, except for I still want to do stuff with people because I feel like I would be able to learn more if I did it with others. But your way would be a lot better, Zelda. You would, that would work out a lot better and in your favor. Group tours make me anxious. Is that, Captain? Is that like a huge group of people, or if it's like a small group, is that still okay? Because I wouldn't want to go to, if they no, if they weren't all people I was super close with, then no, I wouldn't want to. But a small group of close friends or something, then yeah, I would like to do that. But if it's just like a random tour filled with like a lot of people, then I I don't really care for those too much either. It's just too many people, and I don't know what's going on, and maybe people are walking slow or something, or I can't hear because there's, like I said, there's just people slow in front of me or something, or too many. So yeah, like I don't know, that'd be the best thing. It'd probably be a little bit of a problem. Baby girl, I stay home a lot. I stay home a lot these days too. um, and before too, I guess it depends on if I have stuff that I need to get done. Then I'll probably head out. Majority of people are introverts, huh? Um, Once travel's open up again, where would you like to go? Where would you like? Where would I like to go? I think the biggest place I've always wanted to go was London. London's probably the biggest place I've ever want to go. That's because I like acting, modeling, and stuff. So I thought like if I was gonna not be in like Los Angeles and stuff, then maybe I should try. Well, yeah, then I should probably head to London and try that out. That's one of the places that I really want to go. but I've still never been. I've been in Asia for a long time. That's because I just like learning languages. It's the only reason why I came. And I feel like to get better at a language, you have to actually be in the culture. But the actual place probably that I would love to live would probably be London. Hi, Greg. I managed to get you this time. I still wonder what happened last week when I tried to live stream. Yeah, the gender role can get really. Yeah, it's very. Was Japan like that too? Japan's a little bit better, I want to say. It's still not like to the Western standard of like women having more rights, but Korea is totally more for men, and then girls being on the bottom. Yes, it is for like everything, jobs. Um, like the one thing I've noticed, right, is like when they have K dramas, usually they promote people on different things, so they promote them at different restaurants and stuff like that or whatever. The main guy, usually gets all this promotion, obviously, because he's a guy. And then the girl, like, she's lucky if she gets like a makeup kind of promotion, but that's pretty much it. But the guy gets like he's on like your what is it? Your bubble tea, or he's on the box of a pizza and stuff like so much promotion. But the girl, like, if some makeup brand wants to take her, then they'll take her, but if not, she doesn't even get that. And I'm just like, wow, like that sucks. um but I was even talking to my friend about it, and she's like, yeah, it's so hard trying to get even what like acting positions here in Korea for girls, because like they have so many different girls that would come for the auditions, and the guys, not so many guys would come for the auditions, but generally they would also have more spots for guys compared to like wanting like two or three girls. So she was like, it's just so hard to get a job in acting for her, because there's just there's no what slots really, and then just a number of girls that's trying to apply for those three slots is just too many. I recommend you watch. Oh, right. I recommend you watch Father is Strange through. It is a very is though it is very Father is Strange. Do you think people don't put that effort into friendships because as a foreigner, you think you'll be leaving soon anyway? I don't know. I don't know. Mm. I don't know. Generally, people don't ask you how long you're going to be inside of a country. Like, do you plan to sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. They'll ask you like, "Oh, do you plan to stay in Japan for a long time? Do you plan to stay in Korea for a long time or whatever?" And then you can say yes, but like if you don't for me, my experience with people actually leaving countries literally is because they couldn't like deal with the difference between Western countries and Asian countries, not being able to get those kind of relationships that they really want, and stuff like that. Realizing that people are just totally different in Asia compared to in the West. Um, Not being able to deal with it. I mean, there's tons of people that you can ask. There's people that stay, but generally the people that stay, generally they have like a husband or wife or something like that. Maybe they don't really care about making friends because they love something specific to that culture, like K dramas maybe, or K-pop or something, or anime or manga or something like that. So that's their attachment to staying there. If you don't really have an attachment like that, then generally people leave, or they just can't deal with it anyway, so they leave. Um, but that's generally the people that I met and that said like they were gonna go home is generally for those types of reason. It's never just like, oh, my year is up, so I should probably head back home or whatever. It's always mostly negative. The reason why they're actually leaving. Um, yeah, I've never met anybody that had like a positive experience and left and said like, oh, it's just because I had to get back to my real job or something, or I'm like I met a lot of good friends abroad in Asia, but the thing is, I still miss my family back home or something like that. Generally, they do miss their family back home, but it's because they can make those connections abroad, which is why people leave a lot. So I don't think that's really a problem. I don't think it's based on if you actually lived abroad for a long time or will live abroad for a long time. The people I met, for me, it's different though. I'm totally different from a lot of other people. I know that. Um, so like my the relationships with people that I've had that never really went anywhere were always based off of like I guess just like my personality and how I don't know how I treat people compared to how they treat me because I do a lot for others. Then I guess they really want to give back or do for others, especially abroad in Asia. You don't really meet too many people like that, so usually that's why things were like not okay for me. I guess with other people because people are different. Like I said, uh, eh, have you seen Itaewon Class on Netflix? It's amazing. People cast are pretty independent and cool. Are they? I haven't seen it. Actually, I was planning to go to one of the destinations with my friend. We haven't went yet, but we're going to go there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe soon, and I actually plan to like film it. I guess it's a part where one of the lead people like kiss or something, but I heard that's a place we should go. So I was like, okay, so let's go. So we're supposed to go there, and I was gonna film it and make a vlog out of it when I go, but I just haven't went yet. But no, I haven't seen it yet. Actually, I was going to see it, but it was like running like weekly, and I was like, I'll just wait till it like concludes, and then I'll just watch it. So that's what I'm waiting for. I don't know, did it finish? But I'm watching. Well, I'm watching. What am I watching right now? Cinderella and the Four Knights or something like that. I don't know if that's just a Korea-based one or not, because a lot of Korean, maybe that's in all countries. I don't know, but a lot of Korean or K dramas, they're only like Korea-based, so you would have to use uh, ah, ah, what is it called again? You'd have to use a VPN to see some of those. But then, even if you use a VPN, it's only in Korean. So I don't know. If you're learning Korean or something, then yeah, it's okay. But if you're not learning Korean, then I don't know. You won't know what they're saying. So I don't know. But you get a lot more if you actually live in Korea or use a VPN for Korea. Like that one class. Is it that good? I don't know. I I I don't know. For me, dramas are not dramas are not here are not like American dramas. They're a lot different. Like I like How to Get Away with Murder. Scandal was good. Like I don't know. The acting and stuff, even talking to my Korean friend about it, because we both do acting and stuff. She even talks about how different it is acting in like an American drama compared to acting in like a Korean drama. It's just totally different. Like everything is just more exaggerated in a Korean drama. And I don't know, for me it just feels more like I don't know, natural and stuff when I look at like American dramas, like talking about like Viola Davis and stuff like that, like just seeing them do like their acting and stuff. I don't know. It seems on a totally different level compared to just over exaggerating things and trying to make things funny or whatever in like K dramas. And it kind of like goes back and forth. Like I was watching one K drama that it seemed like it was gonna be a serious one, but then it like I feel like it changed because they kept trying to make things funny, and I was just like, so is it gonna be funny or is it going to be like, you know, what is it like more of a thriller or whatever? But they were trying to go between the two, and I just really wanted the thriller part of it. So that kind of bogged me down. But I don't know. I guess that's, I mean, to each their own. Because some people really love K dramas. Me, I kind of find them pretty much the same majority of the time, the same plot. But I think they should add more variety to their to actual K dramas, and more like strong females. Yeah. Or even if they're strong for one point, I mean like strong throughout the whole thing, not just, one episode or something. Um, I think I'm a little more confident abroad because I'm not pressured to be social or make friends. But if it happens, I'm usually into it. That is true. Then yeah, that actually, Captain, that'd be pretty good for you because you really don't. It's all on if you want to or not. No one forces you to be friends with them. I mean, because they're probably not trying to be your friend anyway. I guess, even though that sounds bad. Now that you are back in Korea, do you miss Japan? Did that crazy girl stop her nonsense? um, I do. Okay, so I met really good people in Japan before I left, so I do miss it. This always happens though. When I'm about to leave to do something new, I always meet really good people in the area that I'm living in. And that was my first time in Osaka, so that was hard because I didn't know anybody there, like at all. So I finally met a very good group of people, which you saw in my last videos, my last Japanese videos, which I posted a little bit late because I was only going out and working because it was the last month of my contract. Um, but they were so fun. My God, I had amazing time with them. That makes I when I have a good time with people, I get so excited. That makes me feel like I'm living compared to like the nonsense like with the girl. Yeah, that kind of nonsense and stuff like that. That does the opposite for me. It just makes me not really want to be in that kind of environment or with those kind of people, or it just in general, it just like really changes my whole perspective on things. But the group that I met of Japanese friends that I made at the end, that was pretty amazing. We did a lot. Like in a month's time, we went out a lot of times. Some were not recorded, but we went out a, a lot. So I really enjoyed meeting them. I still talk to them now. So that part I miss, obviously, because I'm back in Korea. And in Korea, I never went to school. Oh no, I did go to. I'm sorry, that's not true. I went to Sogang University, but in that was everybody was only there for a short amount of time. So the people that I met there, they're already back in their home country. So like it's pretty much I don't know anybody here again in Korea, but I just came, to do my modeling, acting, and so forth because that's the new visa I'm supposed to be under once I actually get my visa. But yeah, so that's like starting all over, trying to make stuff here. Last time I came with somebody. This time I'm just by myself. So it's just starting fresh. And I don't know, it's always hoping that something good would come out of it. I thought something good would come out of it maybe this time I don't have roommates, I just have housemates, that I would come something better out of that. But like, nah, I don't think so. Not with that either. So I don't know. But I do have one good friend, Alice, that you saw. I met her. She's like a vocal and acting trainer. I met her in one of my last jobs before I left Korea last time. So we kept in contact. And then when I got here, we've been hanging out at least once a week. Not a lot, obviously, because a lot of stuff is going on. I mean, well, because of the virus and stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. But like once a week. So I film some of those that I'm putting together, like for my weekly vlogs. But that is pretty much it. And I have one other friend, but we only met up like once. But that's pretty much it. I'm like pretty much in Korea alone again. Oh man, but I do. I don't know. I guess I hate the feeling of finally meeting the right kind of crowd of people, but then leaving because then that sucks. Um, so man, I traveled around Japan in my 20s, but kept to myself. Once I opened up with a few locals, it hang everything. All of a sudden, I had access to have non-tourist local places and events. Oh, changed everything. Oh, Airbnb has two options: experiences and housing. Typos. ah, yeah. Wait. Corrado, are you a drinker? Because I know the easiest way to get in with a lot of people is to drink. If you drink, then that's your best way in because people in Japan and Korea are more themselves when they drink. But I don't drink. That's the problem that I experience because everybody's like, just go to a bar. And I'm like, I could, but like, I wouldn't drink. I would just sit there. So like, I don't know. Don't you would have to like drink, right? You drink, somebody gets crazy or whatever. Well, not crazy, but they're like being more themselves, I guess. So they're more talking to people or whatever. So I guess you can meet people that way. But like, I would just, if I don't really go with a friend, I would just be there, just sitting there. I would think, unless I drink water or something or some juice. But I'm not a drinker, and that's the problem because the people that I do know that do meet people, they met them through a bar. So that's a god that part sucks for me. Experiences are usually locals showing you that they're into what they're into. In Japan, I tried kimono with a kimono collector, visited a cat shrine with a cat lady, and I played the shamisen with a shamisen artisan. Best times of my life. Oh, see, but that's what I'm saying. You have to meet people there to do that stuff. If you just go by yourself, there's like no. I mean, if you just like try to experience everything by yourself, there's no way you would accomplish doing that. I guess if you met people on the way, then yeah, you can accomplish that. But like, if you didn't meet them on the way, if it's just like, I don't know, just you on your own journey and just doing them, then there's totally a lot of things that you really couldn't do. Yeah. Ugh. How long were you planning to live abroad before you were able to? I didn't. Okay, let's see. I got into Japanese music when I was in college, but I understood that I didn't understand what they were saying. So I thought to myself, like, huh, I should probably learn Japanese. And that's why I started learning Japanese. But it was kind of difficult at the time because I was going to school to be a doctor at the time, uh, which I did finish the classes necessary to become a doctor, but I just still changed my major in the end um, because, yeah, I was going through what did I really want to be kind of issues in college, I guess, like everybody goes through, or majority of people. Even though I finished all the necessary classes. So that's pretty stupid, maybe. Um, and in the last year of my bachelor's is when I thought, like, well, I'm learning Japanese, so I should go to Japan. So honestly, it took it. My planning to go abroad and going abroad was like a 5 or 6 month span, and that happened during the Japanese tsunami. That's when I planned for the first time to go. I literally went home and told my mom that I was going to Japan that night, and she was watching TV, and she told me like, "You want to go here?" And then like that's when I saw like because they had it like live, live what broadcast of what happened, and I was like, "Yeah." She didn't stop me from going. I still went. But they were actually trying to not let people go because they thought like it was probably too dangerous to go to Japan at the time. But they said if we did go, if there was going to be another tsunami or something like that, then they would have to fly us back immediately because we're American. Kind of like people now that were in Korea or in other places of the world, because of the coronavirus, they had to pretty much go home unless you came here on your own. If you went through like school or something like that, then you have to go home because they called everybody back. So kind of like in that kind of aspect, but for me is for the tsunami, just in case another one was to occur or another huge earthquake, they said we had to be ready to leave. That was pretty much it. But my planning to go abroad was literally like a few months. I had to apply to scholarships and all that within like a month of leaving and all that. I was very behind because I didn't plan it out. I just thought one day like I should just go abroad, and I was debating what to do with my life at the time. So yeah, that's why. So it wasn't. I didn't plan it out really. Yeah, I just kind. I felt like I just kind of just went. Um, Oh, am I fine? Yeah, like a huge group of 6 to 10 plus strangers. I feel like those experiences are too rushed or shallow. If they were close friends, I would be okay. If they're just a group of people I don't know, then that'd be a little bit more difficult because then I feel like I'll be lost in everything. Did you enjoy going to high school? I enjoyed my high school life actually. I wasn't too, my high school life was pretty different, especially compared to now. I didn't really care about meeting people. I just had tons of friends, and all my friends' parents loved me and all that. Like, I had the best high school life for me. Well, how I can like picture it. Yeah, yeah. I had so many friends. I literally had friends in all like different like cliques, if that's what people still use. Like what they call like the band geeks or the smart people, the rockers or whatever. I had friends everywhere. And not even like trying to make them, I just had them. So I didn't know. My high school life was pretty good. Um, but yeah, I guess then there's like family issues or whatever. And there's a lot of other stuff that adds to that. But high school was pretty good. What have you been doing in quarantine? Pretty much nothing. I study Japanese, like Japanese and Korean, like some hours a day, 2 hours each a day. I watch some Korean dramas, or at least one a day. I try to do some kind of networking, trying to build on people in Korea that I can work with when I finally get my visa. Um, and work out, or a little bit of stretching and working out. And I do some gaming on my gaming channel on Twitch. That is pretty much it. That is pretty much my life, like every day now, since I don't have much to do. Uh, so like usually you can probably find me on Twitch now. If if anybody wants to drop by and I don't know chat with me while I'm playing video games or something, you can always find me on there. Usually like every day. Probably get on there later today too. But that's probably a weird time for you. I don't know, depending on where you live. It's probably like in the AM or something. I'm different too, bro. I'm glad. But you know what? Like when I do live streams and stuff like that, when I meet people on here, especially a lot of the people that I met through being a YouTuber and all that stuff, those are like the main people that I'm like, man, why are they not living abroad like right now? Because like that'd be probably one of the that I feel like that would make it that much more better compared to like the people I actually meet while going out. But I don't know. Maybe once my thinking right now for right now being in Korea is maybe when I actually start working, maybe things will start opening up. Hopefully. But until that day, staying at home is not really going to like influence anything. It's not going to make anything get better. So that's what I'm waiting for right now. First live in the city. Are you Japan right now? No, I'm in Korea now. Oh, kinki desu ka? Kinki desu. Too crazy, girl. I miss. Oh, Captain. That was a time ago. All right, I'm gonna head out. Good night. Good night, Zelda. So that was actually the first. I've never had what's it what is that, like a social media, what is that, trouble, fight, I don't know, argument, I don't know. How would you social media anything until meeting her actually? Yeah, that was some nonsense. Probably another reason why, well, another reason why I was like really not what bent I mean not what was it I didn't really want to say in Osaka because I don't know I man I hate drama is like not my thing. I hate it so much, like hate it so much that's why I was really trying to leave Japan to, well, not Japan, but I was trying to leave Osaka area. The plan was actually at the time was to go to Tokyo and start doing modeling and stuff there. But then I got a company that wanted to sponsor me here in Korea, and that's the reason why I came to Korea instead. If not, I would have been in Tokyo. Uh, but I was really trying to get up out of Osaka after meeting her because I was like, okay, this is some nonsense. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have had the thinking of wanting to leave Osaka, but I was just annoyed with everything. So yeah. Have you looked into joining Facebook groups to meet people in the area? I suck at Facebook. I don't even use Facebook really. I use well now I use it for this, which is like a what is it like a I feel like it's just like an add-on to Instagram for promoting like my YouTube videos or what my pictures on Instagram and so forth that I'm putting out, or for modeling jobs that I've done. And that's the only reason why I use Facebook now. I have the Messenger just to talk to like my mom, pretty much. That's pretty much it, and that's like infrequent. But I'm not too much. I don't really use social media that much. I only use it for promotion, for promoting myself and like the things that I do. Um, yeah, and looking up on like friends stuff, but that's pretty much it. So I don't really know what like how would you find a group of people on Facebook to hang out with or wait what? Joining a Facebook group to yeah, meet people in the area? Like how do you I don't know how do you I have no clue. Cuz I just don't know too much about that. Um Good day was there in December, January. It had virus. Huh? Adelaide was there in December, January. It had a virus of while there. Huh. No, I don't think people thought I was weird. Actually, they said I was too serious. Ah, too serious. Like as you were serious about your friendships or something like that. I guess that could be similar to me. I don't know. I think people have different aspects of what they think a friend is, or especially in well, in Asia, I feel like well, what I've heard from like asking other Japanese or Korean people is they feel like they have to treat you differently, and I'm like, I don't understand why you would treat someone differently if they're from like a different country. In the West, you would just treat them how you would treat a friend. Like I don't know, to me, it didn't feel like it was like rocket science, but that's the one thing I know. Because I don't know, I see people out all the time having fun, so I don't understand why there would be an issue with like how you would treat people. Praying next year to be back for the end of next year's second Christmas and New Year's. Oh, praying to be back where? Where do you want to go? You gotta go to the Gaijin bars like hub. Yeah, see? Oh dang, laugh out loud. Japanese get silly drunk after water. That's kind of like everybody. I feel everybody. Yeah, see, but yeah, that's the only problem. If I'm not drinking, I don't know what I would do. I'd just be sitting there. Yeah, the drinking scene is big in Japan and Korea, from what I can tell, and I can't get behind. Yeah, drinking is just not my thing. It's really not. I don't see, but no, but that's too much. I was like, I don't know how people do it so much. I just can't. Dancing, I'll dance. I'll go out and dance. I'll go to a club or something and do some dancing, but like drinking is not really my thing, like at all. Never has been. Oh well, in smoking, I don't care for that. I took ginger tea for virus when I was there. It healed me. Oh really? Oh, you wait, go back to where? Where did you got the virus somewhere? Not a travel question, but do you mind talking about how you get yourself to post consistent videos? I can't seem to get myself to have the motivation to film and edit. Oh, that's hard, actually. It depends on your goal, I want to say. It depends on your goal and why you're actually posting the videos, why you're editing. I do know that getting into the act of doing, what is it? Getting into the act of filming and editing is a lot because filming is one thing, but then you have to. I guess you're worrying about whether people are looking at you or staring at you when you're outside and so forth, or people just being in your way. If you're trying to film something, people don't really care, so they'll just walk in front of you and not behind you. Especially, well, I mean, I've never filmed in America, so I don't know. I would assume that it would be a little bit different, and people might walk behind you if you're filming, but generally in Korea and stuff, I sometimes people just walk right in front of the camera or something. Um, so that can be like bothersome, especially if you're just trying to film something and just that something you don't really care about people at the time. And then the one time you care about people, then everybody's kind of like going like this and stuff. You're just like, you know, um, but there's a that's like that's such a open-ended question. There's so many different answers you can give to that. It depends though. Editing is another thing because that takes so many hours, and that's only if you like basically if you're like editing basically like my edits are basic because I don't have like a good editing software, which is like my next thing to get when I start working again. But well, that in like a new traveling vlogging camera as well as some other like upgrades that I want to do for like gaming and stuff like that. But all of that like editing takes a long time, and the more you try to add like CGI or try to like spruce it up, it just takes that much longer. And then you're just hoping that people watch it, because if people are not watching it, then maybe you're sad because you put it together and I mean, it took you days or whatever to like put it all together and like nobody's really watching it or it's not really like being promoted the way you want to because everything is just based on people promoting your stuff. When you have people, I don't know, like what, retweet your stuff or tell their friends about it, or I don't know, post it on like their Facebook or stuff like that. I think well, my biggest videos, one was like me doing my hair. I think that's one of my second biggest, and that actually blew up kind of fast, and that was just because one girl shared it on her Facebook. um that was like my second biggest one, and my first one was getting my ears done, and but that one's a little bit different. Why people still watch that one. I think that's probably more for fetish reasons why people like that one compared to like getting my hair twisted. um, well, I mean, maybe some people like watching people get their hair done. I don't know. Some people did say it seemed relaxing, so maybe. But I think the ear one that one's like my biggest video, and I think that was really just because of that, um, or others that just would find that disgusting. So I was bullied through my school life. Oh no. Well, that's not good. I got made fun of in high school. They were trying to keep schools open here in Australia. Ah, wait, are you from Australia? Yeah, I didn't have a problem in high school. See, but I didn't, I don't feel like when I was going to high school, I didn't really see like stuff like that going on, like people getting bullied and stuff like that. That wasn't something that I really saw. The one thing the only big thing that happened at my school one time was like what was it, like some, I guess some gangs came onto our school campus and had a fight or something. That was like the only thing I saw, but that wasn't even really like I don't think it was really our school thing. I don't know. And that was the only thing that's ever happened. But I don't like I there's I think that depends on the area and so forth. Me, I was my original part in high school was I was in all of the AP classes. I was in all the what they call the smart people classes, I guess. That was my scene pretty much. I had friends in all different backgrounds in high school, but my main scene was I only took advanced placement classes in high school. So those were like the I guess the real friends that I had, or no, that sounds bad. Not the real friends, but the people I was around the most probably. Um, but everybody was just so close in those classes. We didn't really have too many problems, and the people I had in other different cliques in school, I didn't have a problem with them. My school life just kind of flowed pretty much for me. Yeah, I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff, but that sucks because I don't really like that stuff. I don't like when people have to go through like bullying and stuff like that. Um, I know the first time me noticing or seeing bullying and stuff like that was in actually in Japan, being a teacher there, because people would treat you differently really quickly, even if you're Japanese too, depending on like if you're a new student or whatever. But like that kind of stuff that made me unhappy, and I would say stuff too. But that was hard because being from a different what not actually being Japanese and not actually being like the teacher, because I'm there to just teach just the English portion of it. And I went to different schools, so it was pretty much saying like I was a substitute teacher, not really a teacher, even though I was the main teacher. I mean, no other teacher was teaching anything, so that was a little bit difficult. So we're actually supposed to leave that stuff to the actual teachers that like that's their school type of thing, but like sometimes that would irritate me. I think I lashed out like a few times, but the other teachers didn't say anything. So I don't know if that was like my company trying to tell us to just leave that to them. But I don't know. I don't like seeing that kind of stuff. So that's something that won't really like fly with me. Um, would you ever want to be back to school, man? Where I want to go back to school. You know what? Since I really just realized that I just want to focus on my dream of like modeling and acting and stuff. I don't know. I feel like you don't really need a school for that. Honestly, you just need connections. So I don't know if I would go back to school or not. The thing with medical school is I was like, I don't want loans. I don't want a super amount of loans. Um, I was between the thing of like, if is this really my dream, or is this just that part of me that just likes helping people? That's the reason why I wanted to go to medical school, because it was in the end. I just want to help people. That's the only reason why I was going to medical school. It wasn't my dream to be a doctor. It was just because I want to help people. That's the only reason why I want to be a doctor. I mean, I guess it's a good reason, but I felt like it wasn't my actual dream. So that's why I started to like go between not finishing and actually just starting to learn languages and stuff like that. Yeah, yesterday's stream on Twitch was at 6 a.m. Wait, that was 6 a.m.? That was actually pretty early for me. That was an early. Wait, what? Hold on. We started at 6 p.m. here. So no, that's probably late for you for real. How strong is lockdown here? Lockdown is not strong at all here. You can literally still do everything here. They do tell you, they give us updates on our phone like every 2 seconds about how the virus is decreasing here. Their only cases have apparently been from people that are Korean that are returning from other places, I guess, or people from abroad, because now it's like bigger abroad than it is in Korea. So that's the only thing. But you can still go to restaurants, movies, and all that. People don't go to movies and maybe those kind of places, but they still go to restaurants. Restaurants be packed. And since people work still, the trains be packed if you got to take a train. So yeah, there's still that. But they never went into lockdown in Korea. They did go into lockdown in Japan though, or some kind of form of lockdown. But Korea, they never went to lockdown. But if you saw my last video, you can see them like spraying. I don't go out really too much, like I said, like once a week maybe, if that. But like in that video, that's the first time and only time that I saw people like spraying down the streets in like hazmat suits, and I was like, oh wow, so they do that here. But I don't think that's I don't. It just depends on what countries are doing stuff like that. I know China did that too. China, they did the hazmat suits and was spraying down their their streets and stuff, which is why they're open right now. I guess you could go to China. I think that's like the only place you probably could go if there is a plane. I guess you could go there. If there's not a plane, then I guess you can't. But yeah, Korea never closed down. But I don't know. Everybody still goes to restaurants at least. Nobody wants to cook. Time zones don't matter right now. We're all stuck at home. That's true. Hey, Brandon. Can you go do shopping for groceries or go to doctors? That's only time I can go out or out now until restrictions get lifted. We can go anywhere here. I don't generally go. I never really generally went to stores here in Korea anyway. Because they have such a good ordering system. Okay. Yeah, they have such a good ordering system. So majority of my stuff I get ordered to my house. The only thing that I don't is vegetables. But they don't generally have vegetables too much online. They do sometimes depending on what type of vegetable, but I like to get those myself because those ones are a little bit iffy, at least like picking out your own tomatoes or something, if it's good or not, hopefully, unless it's something like in the interior that you just can't see. But the exterior, you wouldn't want something that's like bruised or maybe rotten already. So those I like to do by myself. I finally got to see snow there. It was magic. Looked like rain. What was this? Oh, and Greg, hi. I haven't seen you live in a long time. I couldn't catch your streams. I remember when you sang Rayla at Twitch. Oh, jeez. Oh, Twitch is the only good one where you can actually sing and be okay with it. YouTube, you can't really sing and they're okay with it because of copyright issues. But on Twitch, it's a lot better. Even though Twitch is like real, has me like locked out or whatever, I can still broadcast on Twitch if I use my phone or if I'm gaming because that's through the actual system or whatever. But like, I guess since I haven't been on Twitch in a long time, I stopped. I wasn't gaming for a long time. They developed a whole system thing, and I wasn't doing live streams because I started doing live streams on there too. When was that? Like 2 years? Oh my god. Ooh, yeah, like 2 years, like a year and a half ago, too. I was doing streams on there too. I apparently got followers on there that I didn't even know I had too. But yeah, yeah, it's easier to do stuff like that on there. Maybe, maybe I could sing another Japanese song on there one day. I guess. I could do that. I could do a live stream of me singing some Japanese songs. Yeah, I could do that if you want, if that's something you want to see, I guess. Love cat cafes. They know me. Myeongdong, Missing Souls. Missing Soul Spring. Missing Soul Springs, been there 6 times. Next year, be holiday number 7. Hoping. Do you still have Daichi's guitar pick? Oh, wait. Was it Daichi that I got? Then yes. Wait. Was it Davinci's that I got? Oh, that's another reason why I kind of didn't want to leave Japan, because I like going to this is it. Yeah. Oh wow, it doesn't. I can't even take it out. Yeah, but yeah, I still have it. Oh, well, actually, you could just see it, I guess. Like what? All my collection of tickets. Oh, I don't know. Did you guys see this book? This is Charlie gave this to me some time ago because I like going to lives. It was like a birthday gift, so I can put in all my like live things that I went to. But then I haven't been back in some time, so I can't even. Well, I have a lot. I do have a lot, but I need more. I need to go to some more lives. Bye. Gotta sleep. It's 12 o'clock at night Eastern. Oh, is it? Oh, it is, huh? It's about. Oh well. Good night, Brandon. And then good night, Corrado. Okay, I'm off to bed. You're a cool dude. Watching your vids is like hanging with a younger cousin. Oh well, thank you, or something. After watching for so long, it becomes familiar. No, I mean, yeah. Have a great life. Thank you. Seoul is my second home. My church there has just moved to Myeongdong. I know exactly where it is. We have our own bowling alley. Can't wait to see you next year. But you can't right now. I don't even know if you can come to Korea or not. I don't know what's going on with Korea actually. My church is American, and people ask me, "Are you American?" I guess I have an accent now. Thanks. It really is hard to get over worrying it about people watching while I vlog in public. Glad I get to watch you live. Your personality is really a beat. Thank you. Yeah, that's it's you know what? It is easier with a friend though. If you go out vlogging with a friend, which I feel like a lot of vloggers probably do. Majority of times you always that's why you always see other people in it, or at least they have somebody that records for them because it makes it easier if there's more than one people. What more than one people, one more than one person doing the actual vlogging or vlogging with you. So generally why you see a lot of vloggers have like two people instead of just one. Mm. Me or Megan Bowen. I'm in Seoul. How did you deal with homesickness when you first moved to Japan? I didn't have homesickness when I moved to Japan. I don't even have homesickness now. The only thing that but I do miss, like I said, I do miss the fact that I had close friends there. I was able to do stuff with. Like I was out every weekend doing like, like going out to lunch or dinner or something, or maybe going to the movies or something like that. We did a cruise and stuff like that. Like I had that kind of connection. That's the thing that I really miss. Because that is a connection that's hard to get when you're abroad in Asia, at least. That could be because maybe people don't want to really make friends with foreigners. I don't know. That's what I would want to probably like put it more towards. Yes, I think you can make covers or something like that. You have a beautiful voice. Really? Thank you. I did some covers a long time ago, and then, but those were like before I did singing lessons. I did a few singing lessons too. A whole lot of singing lessons, I guess. um, but yeah, nice pick. I had one 100 years ago. What's the razor looking thing behind you? The razor. What are you talking about? Razor. Razor looking thing? That sounds scary. um, how does being abroad differ if you do it by yourself as opposed to through a school? Uh, if you do it through a school, I feel like you'll already have a number of people that you can meet. Oh, they're international students, and so for like that, so you can kind of probably build friendships a lot easier than coming here by yourself because you don't really have a school. In majority of times, if you're probably coming to Asia, it's probably to teach English. Majority of times is to be a teacher. It's not to really do anything else. Um, so like it's easier for you to build those kind of like friendships and stuff like that, I want to say. Even if it's not with like Korean locals or something like that, or Japanese locals, at least you go into a school, you can at least make friends, hopefully, with the other international students. I mean, you're in a class together, everybody's new, especially if you're starting from like um, from day one, everybody's new to the classroom. So it's easier to build those kind of friendships. But if you come by yourself, you don't have that. I mean, if you start a job, if everybody is new at the same time, then it's okay. But if everybody already has their own clique at work, then that's the same thing. It's trying to find your way into that same clique, even if it's at your own job. Everybody's already good, so it still makes it kind of hard. Um, so going to school makes it a little bit easier to get into things. You're probably not really worried about financials too much, as opposed to just coming here from abroad because you get scholarships, hopefully, if you applied for those. Um, no, 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 that's not a razor. That's to hang stuff on. Yeah, you can like hang hangers on. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of like hangers on it. I have two of them. It's like one right here. Um, you can like put more hangers on it. It's like I don't know. It's the setup of this house that they have. It has this huge like thing that you can hang your clothes up on. But I haven't used it. Those hangers are not even mine. Those are like the last person that was here. I didn't even use it. Yeah. But I think it's a lot easier to probably find your way in if you go to school. Hmm. I feel like you probably might get more of a support system if you go to school than working. K-pop singer Tim goes to my church there. The blinds raising the blinds. I already have family friends who's K-pop. Nikki Sammy's from my church. And then I think so. Yeah, yeah. And then everybody was on the hangers, so I have finally caught up. Oh, it's like Tim. Well then, it's a great year friend that you used to hang out in Korea. Those girls are gone. One of them is still here. The other one's no. Wait, what girls? If it's the same group of people that I'm thinking of, or two of them are still here. One I haven't met. Uh, Wait, what girls? Hold up. One is still here. One went back to England. My Korean girlfriend, you never saw before until recently. Uh, yeah. And then one of the girls that was in one of my past videos, Renee, that I did the dancing with, I met her yesterday. What's today? Sunday? Friday. 2 days ago. Yeah. I'm so lost. There's so many people that come in and out of my vlogs that I don't know. And there's a difference. You get not everybody's your friend if they're in your vlog. Sometimes you're just making a video with them or something. So that's a little different. My Easter, I did nothing because I don't even have anybody. I didn't even know it was Easter. Besides, like seeing pictures, I was like, oh, it was Easter. But for me, that had already passed. But I did nothing. Probably just did the same normal things: study, cooked. That was it. Or probably some working out too. The hell yeah, I still have mine and the drumstick too. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I want to move there to study Japanese language more seriously and experience the car culture there. I love JDM cars and driving these up these. You got the stick still. Wait, but your stick was broken, right? Wasn't it like cracked or something? Wait, wasn't it cracked? If I remember correctly. Yeah, but thanks for the pick. But I never. Oh, come on! But that group is that group fell apart. No Kabuta is like no more, pretty much. They had too much going on there. Oh, I mean, man, I miss going to Visual K lives. Yes, this means that countries need to open up because I need to go back to some more lives and fill up my 100 ticket. Is this only 100? My 100 ticket book. Oosh. Yeah, I got so much left. Yeah, I gotta do that. Need some more concerts in my life. Uh, do you see yourself staying abroad for like all your... Oh, that was the point of this question. Because I don't think so. I don't think so. Like it's so hard to get the kind of, what is it? Like I said, the kind of friends and kind of like family life that you would want. And I feel like the only people that I know that stay abroad is those that got married. And I don't think I have really a plan to do any of that. So it's not why I came abroad, compared to other people. So like, probably I don't think so. I've and it only hit me the other day actually because of stuff with the other roommate actually is why I started thinking about it more. That I was just like, maybe I can't do this forever. Um, my plan right now is if what is it? If I'm growing a lot here, then maybe I would stay a little bit longer. But then I feel like if I was growing more, then I could probably transfer that to back home, maybe. Um, so I don't really know. I had somebody that I was in contact with in like Miami that was, but since everything's closed down right now, they told me to actually message back when everything opens back up in America. Um, but that might want to work with me. But that's in Florida, Miami, Florida, if I'm correct. I think that's where it was. Um, but I don't know if I want to stay abroad forever now. A long time ago though, when I first came abroad, like my whole thing is like, yeah, it's gonna be good. I get to learn a lot of languages. I'll be able to grow. But then I see, okay, I left America not really like I know America has a lot of things with like racism and stuff like that, but I don't know. Me growing up, I didn't really feel that. Like I didn't have that kind of stuff going on with me. Like I said, the one gang thing that happened on my campus that was, I guess, race related and gang related or whatever. That's the only one thing that I've ever seen in my life that had to do with like racism or stuff against two different groups. I think it was like Hispanics and blacks. If I, well, I mean, I didn't really see it. It's just like hearsay because I was a little. I had actually just left the quad at the time, so when it started, I just like saw the kind of start to it, but then I just was like, okay, I'm not gonna go over there. But I never really, I don't know, I never really thought about, I never, I never gave much thinking to like being black and all that stuff. Like that was, I just never been on the top of my mind. I want to say, until coming abroad in Asia. And then it made me feel more aware that I was Black, I guess, that I was different from everybody else, because everybody kind of treats you, well, yeah, everybody treats you differently, obviously. So that's when it started to like, that's when I got more of like a self-identity kind of crisis thing. What crisis? No, I don't know. Am I thinking about all of this because I just never thought about it before. Obviously, I know my skin color and all that, but since I never dealt with anything like that in America where somebody did anything bad to me. I saw stuff, yeah, like on like TV or something like that, but nothing has ever happened to me in America. So I never had that kind of like, uh, eh, that the kind of what that people hate. I don't even know how to properly explain that. Hmm I never felt different. But yeah, but then coming abroad here, and then everything being about like the color of my skin, and also being a Black male. I'm not just Black, but like a Black male, and how it is on TV or whatever, and how that's all people see, I guess. And even though you would assume that things are on TV are not all the time real, or not what you can't really give that to like everybody that you meet, or perceive that to everybody you meet, stuff like that. That's the one thing I experienced. No matter how nice or whatever I could come off, it's always still that I'm a Black guy. So I started experiencing that when I came to Asia, and that was like the biggest thing. Uh, hmm, why did I even start talking about this? Well, no, that's not why. I don't even know why I went there. So regular. Do you see yourself? That's because staying abroad. So yeah, so because of that and like some other stuff, I don't know if I would stay abroad forever, or at least not in Asia. I don't think. Even though I've been in Asia for at least this time around for about like 4 years now, um, and previously in Japan some years back, for about like a year and a half. So yeah, and I still haven't been home yet. Spent some time. Um, what piqued your interest about Asian countries to live abroad there? What made you pick Japan and Korea instead of other countries? Well, Japan is because I was listening to Japanese music. So I thought like I should learn Japanese. So that's why I chose Japan. Korea, the only reason why I chose Korea is because when I was in school, when I started getting into the ideal of going to Japan, which was in that like 5 month span or whatever, or something like that, that I was talking about, I started to head more to the international center to try to meet more Japanese people, because my campus had the biggest, I think, in America, the biggest international, um, what is it? I just said it. Wow, my English is getting horrible. Jesus. Center, the biggest international center in like all of America or something like that. I think that's what they said, or prided themselves of. So I went there and I would meet a lot of Japanese people. But then at the time, then I started meeting more Korean people. And then I had a lot more Korean friends than I had Japanese friends. So from there, I thought like, oh, I should learn Korean too. But I wanted to learn Japanese first. So I went to Japan, even though they were really trying to get me to go to Korea. Actually, Korea was going to give me a way bigger scholarship to come to Korea than Japan was trying to give me, because Japan wasn't really trying to give up money, but Korea was going to pay for everything for me to stay for 1 year. Um, they were even going to give me a stipend too, so I can live. I was like I would have, honestly, if I did that, I wouldn't have had the that more debt, that much more debt than I had when I went to Japan. Because I mean, I paid it off now. Coming to Korea last time, I paid off the rest of my student loans. but I wouldn't have had to pay that much more. I would have already been finished, and I would probably have a big savings right now if I didn't go to Japan. Japan kind of screwed me up in the debt department. But yeah, it was hard going to Japan. I was super like poor. My God, I couldn't do much my first time around going to Japan. Um, and a lot of the people that went couldn't either because it was pretty costly, except for the people from Norway, because Norway, they got paid their minimum wage is a lot higher because they don't have what taxes or something. Norway doesn't have something, so for them everything was super cheap, and they were making their what is it their currency was double what Japan's was at the time. So only the people from Norway was like pretty much they had money. Like they were just like doing everything. But people that were not from Norway, everybody was pretty poor. Nobody was trying to do anything. So going there the first time, I couldn't really do much anyway. But that's why I got interested in going to Japan and Korea. But I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to go to all countries. That was the whole plan. But that's and I went in, but the reason why is just for language and because I met some cool people at the time. Even though that all changed actually coming to the country. It's a little different meeting people from abroad in your home in your well it was for me, compared to like meeting them in their actual turf like in Korea and Japan, because I thought Korean people were super nice because I had so many good Korean friends in at my university, but that part's not all the way true. Da, 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 da. How do you feel about the situation in China with black people? Yeah, I heard about the thing with African people going on right now about them like keeping them from their houses and I guess something. But see, like I feel like everything is just like what I get, so like or hearsay or whatever. So and that was all based on I guess Chinese people saying that African people are the one that brought the disease or something like that. And like I don't know, I'm like since coming abroad for me, I'm just tired of so many people just like hating black people, honestly. Like I said, I didn't feel like that before, but then coming here, it it really or coming abroad, it really like increased how I guess felt about that because I didn't have to like I said I didn't really deal with that. I didn't have anything like that actually happen to me in America, even though you can see like the stuff that happened, like people getting shot or something like that, or black people are getting shot and stuff. I never had or pulled over and all that stuff. I never actually had that happen to me based on any skin color or anything like that. So I never had that kind of thoughts in my head, but then coming abroad and seeing it and like being treated differently, like nobody want to sit next to you on a train or something, or people just treating you differently because you're black or something, or even like like I ask people, and it's not even in a mean way, but it's just because I really want to know. But like some people assume like if you're black, then you have a gun, and I'm just like, no, I don't have a gun. Like, where am I gonna get a gun from? Somebody asked me that in Japan one time too. Like, did I have a gun? And like they asked me if I had that in Japan, and I was just like, how would I even get that to Japan? Like, I like how would I even get that? But I mean, it wasn't like uh, I don't know. Because I don't know. I want to know. I always want to know why people treat black people differently or whatever. And I learned so Korea was totally worse about treating black people though. Well, the way they treat black people from what I saw like online and what I've heard and stuff. So that part really sucks. It's a little bit better in Japan, I guess. You don't really have to deal with certain things like what is it? Um Getting jobs, like jobs, even English jobs. For getting an English job in Korea, they assume only white people know English, so it's harder to get an English job too if you're black in Korea compared to if you're white. Even like modeling and acting and stuff like that. There's or even like I mean, if you watch K dramas, you can pretty much kind of figure that out though. If there is like somebody that's foreign, usually they're white. They don't tend to put black or Hispanic people or anything like that. Um, so that's that's another what obstacle. Like if you really want to stay and act or something, that you would try to have to hopefully overcome or try to break that barrier. I guess if you wanted to do that stuff in Korea. Um, but no, I don't know. I guess no matter where you go, it's always harder being black than other races. So I don't know. Um, yeah, I was the one he was playing with. I know the band isn't dead, but it's been a big wait. The band's dead. The band is dead. They haven't came. They only came together for one release, and then that guy got in trouble for what possession in Japan, and then they had to stop. So I don't know, and that's been like another year or something. I don't think they're coming back. That was my favorite band at the time. Um, have you kept in touch with Charlotte? Of course, I kept in touch with Charlotte, or kept in touch. Keep in touch with Charlotte. Charlotte, yeah, I mean, you guys know by now. Charlotte is the one person. I mean, I wouldn't even have. Okay, well, the reason of YouTube was because of Charlotte, and I guess the people that watched me on her channel when we did like the being. What was that like? Japanese what was that question Q&As and stuff and eating McDonald's and stuff when their when their videos are a little bit different, I guess. I don't know. Back in the day when she first started, that's like the only reason why I started YouTube is because she kept pressuring me. Well, pressure. She kept telling me I should. And she's like, "Oh, the comments say you should start a channel and all that stuff." I mean, that's the only reason why I started YouTube. If not, I wouldn't have had a YouTube. I would have just been taking pictures and maybe trying to do my whole acting stuff and stuff. But you would not be watching. Probably, I would assume so. You would not be watching me stream right now if I didn't meet Charla. And Charla's one of my biggest in Olton. Well, and like I guess oldest friends abroad. Met her like 9 years ago. 9 years, 8 9 years ago. I met Charlotte, something like that. It was like met her a long time ago. Talk to her all the time. My best buddy. Yeah, that makes sense. I moved when I was 10 to Australia from India, and that made me realize that skin is a thing. Haha. Same here, but in Japan and Korea. Dang Norway. Yeah, Norway was pretty cool though, because they were like, I what is it? I work at a library at school, and they get paid like they were like converted it to my money like $25 an hour. I was like, $25 an hour to work at a library at your school? So then in my head, I was like, well, how much do you make like working at a regular job? But then they told me how much it costs to buy everything because they're like one of those like one small bottles of like Sprite or something or cola is like a $5 or something. I was like, oh my god. So like I realized that the reason why their minimum wage is so high is because everything else costs a lot because they don't have taxes and stuff. So I mean, but if you take that money that you have there and move abroad, then yeah, they became rich and they were like, they're just like, yeah, like beer and because they love to drink. They're like beer in Norway is like 4 times this or something what it was in Japan. So they're drinking so much. They had so many drinking parties and stuff. That's pretty much all they did was drink. went to izakayas all the time and just drank. And they're like, "This is so cheap living in Japan." And all us other people were just looking at the side like, "It's not cheap for us." Everything was more expensive for me in Japan. Yeah, it was. How do you think your life has changed over time? How do you think your style? Why did I say life? How do you think your style has changed over time? Style? What do you mean style? Style of what? Yeah, I found you through Charlotte. Yes, a lot of people did. I have a crush on her way. Yeah, a lot of people found me through Charlotte when I did her videos back in the day. And it still took me some time to even start. She kept trying to get me to start. I was like, oh, that's not something I want to do. I wasn't. I've never been too big on social media, so I didn't really even know much about YouTube at the time. She just asked me to do it, and she was my friend, so I was like, okay. So I did it, but like, I didn't know much about YouTube, so I don't know. I just didn't think about it. Like clothing style or like a change in taste and interest. Hmm. Clothing style. I think there's a difference for clothing style. Can't really wearing the stuff that you want to wear and like and all that stuff. That all depends on if you have the funds to do stuff. I guess the one thing for me is I don't really have to be rich. I just want to have like a big enough money to be able to do stuff that I want to do. The rest will probably I just save or something. Just like traveling, doing some of the things that I want to do, remodeling, acting. But like being rich, I don't see the point of being rich. I mean, what are you gonna do with all that money besides just make more money? I guess. So I don't really need nothing like that. So for style, like in clothing sense, I guess if I had more money or a lot more brands that I was working with, maybe after I actually start doing that stuff, then I don't know, I probably would wear some more stuff. But I think I've been caught up majority of my life in like paying back my debt first. Um, so that was where my head was the whole time. I don't like having debt, so I had to pay off my student loans. So that's where everything was going. Um, but I don't think anything has really changed with me too much. Just besides the thing we talked about earlier already, it's the what is it? Um, just the realization, I guess. Well, realization, yeah, of skin color and how it really affects people living abroad. That's probably the only thing that's more on my mind these days compared to when I lived in America because I never thought about that stuff too much. I just lived my life pretty much. But then again, I wonder if that was more when I came abroad. I don't know. But yeah, probably just that. Anything else? No, I'm still pretty much the same person besides that. Yeah, nothing else changed. Um, that's my philosophy with money too. Yes, Captain. Like I don't know, there'd be no point to just stacking up a lot of money. Like I would not. What would I do? I mean, I guess I would give it to somebody that needed it. Maybe if I had like just a lot of extra money. I guess. Well, if I started to make a lot of money, first I would help out like my mom and my family, I guess. But I'd probably give it to somebody. I just want enough just so I can do what I want. Besides that, anything else, like it's probably just be like saving it or like giving it to like a good cause or something. But like just having a super amount of money just doesn't seem like I just don't understand it. Yeah. If I can do what I want to do, I'll be fine. The rest, anything past that, I don't really need it. Mm, culture shock. Culture shock will still be the same color of my skin. That's because the first time I went to Japan, I lived in like the countryside, and some guy, I want to say it was a guy. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl. No, it was a guy. He was staring at me so much when he turned his car, like he ran up on a sidewalk, and it was like, because I guess he was trying. There was like, you can enter here. There's like this little sidewalk part, and then you can enter on this side too. And he was supposed to just like enter here, but he was watching me ride my bike so hard that he missed, and he went on top of the little triangle thing and got stuck. And then I was just like, because I saw him looking at me already while I was riding my bike. Because I don't know, I'm very, what is it? I'm very, I'm always looking around at things. Um, so I already saw him like watching me, and then he just kept staring at me. But he kept staring at me while he was trying to make the turn. Then he went up on the sidewalk, and then it was so funny because then I stopped my bike and I was like, because I was talking to my friend about it. That's when we first bought our bikes, and then I was like, should I go help him? Like, I don't even know why I even thought that, because I mean, it wasn't really my fault. But she was like, why? She was like, he shouldn't have been staring at you. She said, let's go. So, I mean, no, I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I guess I could try to push his car or something. I don't know, but it really wasn't my fault. He was just staring at me too much that he ran up on the sidewalk, but he kept trying to like go forward and back and forward and back, but his car wasn't moving. I don't know what happened to his car. Maybe somebody came and towed it later. But yeah, he ran up on the sidewalk and he couldn't get off. That's like the only thing. I don't, for me, like, because my thinking is just like, I just want to meet. My whole plan in life is just to have like a cool chill life, which is to make good friends, do good things with friends, like, like what's it, traveling, and taking pictures, and like having a really good life. Like, I feel like you only have one life, so I just want to make it the best life that I can. But the more I feel like you think about trying to achieve the good things, is the more maybe you realize the bad, or the more the bad comes for you or whatever. But since being abroad, that's just not happening, like, at all. No matter how much you want to put your good foot forward or whatever, it just always you always have some kind of issues. So yeah, that's like, I think that's like the biggest thing, because the thing that I want to achieve the most, even besides learning the language, is just being able to have a connection to the place that I'm living at, especially if I'm going to be there for a long time, and getting like, meeting people. I tell people all the time when I meet them, like, we can hang out or meet whenever you want to. Um, just let me know. But it doesn't go past that. You can say that all the time. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we will," and then it never happens. Never. So I mean, I guess, yeah, not. I guess not everybody really wants to make friends. So I guess maybe that's just the one thing that I've noticed since coming abroad. People can say they want to make friends, but not really mean it. Or they'll just do the lying thing and say like, "Oh yeah, we'll meet up, or we'll do this," but like, it's just not gonna happen. And that I got used to, and I just know that it's just like a thing that you just say. What is it, like a common phrase? Like, yeah, we're gonna hang out or something. But now I don't take it to heart. Um, Compared to like when I first came abroad, I'm like, oh, they said we're gonna hang out or something. Yeah, I'm making friends. And then like, that day never coming, you're just like, or even asking again, like, oh, when did you want to hang out? And they say, oh yeah, we'll hang out. Like, the same thing again, but it was just like never going to happen, kind of thing. Um, that was different, but like now I don't really take that stuff to heart. Now it's just like, it's pretty much like a common phrase for me. Like, yeah, I hope we can. When somebody says I want to be friends and we can do stuff, like, oh, I'm open. I just say, yeah, whenever you want to hang out, just let me know. And then if they don't, they don't, which is generally majority of the time. No money, no problems. He gave himself that problem. You too. Bye bye. I know I should probably be heading off too. I actually plan to live stream for 1 hour. I always say this and it always goes for like 3 or 4 hours or something. I hope things to get better for you. Stay confident in yourself and your personality. The people that don't want to hang out weren't worth your time anyway. I don't think it's a. Thank you. I don't think it's a lack of confidence in myself. Honestly, for me, I just feel like I don't know. I'll change. It's the other thing that changed is the way I see the world. As in, I realize that there's just so many bad people in the world compared to good. My God, that was a change that has been on my mind a lot because I never was really trying to meet people and make friends and all that. But like when you try to do that and then it doesn't really go the way you want to, or what you that you don't experience the way you want to, you realize that it's, I mean, that there's just so many bad people out there. Because I want to say that out of all the people I've met, majority of the time it never like went in a good way. Majority of times, like only a few times something good came out of it, but majority of times it didn't. Um, but no, lack of confidence in myself, no, because I don't know at this point, even like I said, even with the people that certain people that told me like, oh, it's just because you just seem like too good of a person, and I just don't feel like I can match up to that kind of thing. Like I don't know, at this point, like I just know that I'm a good person, so it's just like whatever. Um, because I do try my hardest for people that I meet, so I know, I know that part. But it's just I guess people just being there for me. I guess the same that I'm there for them, or just I mean just being there. I guess they don't have to do all the extraness that I seem to do because I'm too much, I guess, with that. But I don't know, just being there, I guess, just being a friend. I mean, it's not that hard or whatever. But no, it doesn't make me feel less confident in myself. It just makes me feel like there's just not as many good people in the world as you would expect it to be. Ah, on that note, I guess I will stop here and we'll have to do another live stream next time. So, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.